All right, here at No Reserve, we have our beautiful all original paint, 1996 Ford F-250. It's the extended cab short bed with the 6.5 foot bed, 4x4, 460, overdrive automatic, XLT, so it's got all power options. I mean, just beautiful two-owner truck, always in Washington State, not a speck of rust, surface rust, anything like that. But it's amazing, this is the original paint. This truck, we've had a ton of 92 and 97 Fords, and this one I've actually had for about 2 months, and I drove it for a month just because I love, one of my favorite trucks is the extended cab shorties and the crew cab shorties, but all black ones are so hard to find, and this truck has probably gotten more compliments because, you know, it does have its little stone chips and stuff like that on there, and, you know, stuff when you get real close entry from being a 22-year-old black truck. But it is amazing to see a truck that's 22 years old and looks this good. The paint is very deep, it's super reflective. I'll stand next to it here. You can read my shirt really good. You can read the I'll get away from the sun glare, but you can read the text real good. It's nice and clear, and you can see I'm a couple feet away, so I'm not right up in it, so it has great reflection. You know, no accidents. So I'll go ahead and, you know, it's always been a garage truck, and you can always tell that by the, you know, the door sweeps, the door felts are in nice shape, no cracking. But also the headlights. They're smooth to the touch, they're very clear. All the colored lenses are clear, no condensation. And then also in here, it's got minimal fading in here. All these fade out, but the ones that don't get garage, the headlights look bad, the trim, all this looks bad here. So this is a very well kept truck. You know, if you get real close, it's hard to show all these little minor normal typical wear and tear, where there's, you know, like, looks like maybe there was tree sap in the paint at one point and someone cleaned it up. But you will find small little chips here and there that you know, for being 22 years old. But I'm an original paint guy. I don't care if it's from the 50s or if it's a 2010. And it's, you know, I don't care if it's got some little scratches and wear and tear. If it's original paint, it's just a truck I love and a car I love. So, you know, I see this stuff, and, you know, it doesn't bother me because it's impressive for a truck to make it this long. You know, you got your little stone chips, and this is as I'll describe through the video, I mean, they're really tiny. And those are going to be the majority of your wear. There's no dents, no big scratches. But it's got the factory fiberglass running boards that, I mean, these by themselves, if you take them off, will fetch a pretty penny. You know, it's got the rust-free hoops underneath that'll usually fetch about 400 bucks. But they're just a great running board. Nothing was ever made aftermarket that looks this good. Forms to the body perfect, and it just kind of gives perfect little look. But you'll see little, you know, when you wax it up, you'll get little dried wax in there, and it'll stick out a little bit more because it's black. But you could go through and get some of the black wax a lot of companies make, and it'll fill in those areas. But it's not something we want to do, because after you wash it about 4 or 5 times, those kind of work, that wax works its way out, and didn't want to have some surprises when people get it home. Little door edge chips, little chipping there, little chipping there. But the running boards have really protected this thing. Little chips, just little chip there. But in the description, I'll kind of point you to the video, because, you know, it's kind of hard to go through and point all these out. And you probably will find some little ones that I didn't find. A lot of the stuff is just dust in the paint. You'll see it's not actually in the paint, but it's black. And so, you know, Washington, we have lots of trees, and coming to the end of August, they're starting to drop a little bit of leaves here and there that cause some dust. So this is just a beautiful paint. I mean, you can see behind here is really clean. Still got the decal. Really clean. Got a couple area chips there. Gonna have some chips there. And I guess that's pretty common on the driver's side. The little chip there, because you got the gas doors, and if a guy's tending to load stuff in, he'll load it in from the driver's side as he's taking off. Had a canopy on it almost its entire life. Was a little bit of a grandpa looking canopy, so we got rid of it. But I do have a little bit of wear here from something being in there. But the inside of the bed is in phenomenal condition. Like I said, we had the canopy, but we put that on the free list for Craigslist, and someone came and snagged it. It also had a rubber mat that said Ford on it, but it was old. you know, is no longer black. So those things are pretty cheap on eBay, Amazon, or your local parts house like Napa, O'Reilly, stuff like that. But it's just amazing to see. I mean, this is what's nice about low mile, you know, well taken care of trucks, is this is not all oxidized. Still got that bright, shiny look to it. I mean, you look at the cable ties, really nice shape. I mean, no rust. You look at the bolts, the bed bolts, you know, they've been protected. They're nice and shiny still. Got that anodized look. It's got bed caps to protect the bed rails. You know, top of the bed tailgate has very minimal wear. If there's gonna be any damage on a truck, it's always the back bumper or the tailgate. And this, you know, was never used as a truck. It was just kind of used as transportation and, you know, an automobile. A little ding there. It's the only ding you'll find in the body. It's got a little chip. The paint is not worn, but you could see a little bit where the tailgate flapper sat. So you could get a matching cover here that would cover up some of this stuff. You know, I think they're about 40 bucks or less on eBay. Little chip there. But, you know, when you stand that, like, you know, I'm standing here about 10 inches away and you can't see it. A little crack in the plastics. Probably just a little stress crack over time. But this is what's awesome. Look at this. It's just incredible. The silver around the light all along here. This is usually all banged up. You know, you got your little marks there. But usually this silver is just flaked off. But you can see the reflection of that chrome is just unreal. It's got a little ding right there, but the bumpers are not turned up. Nice even gaps, nice bumper pad, original license plate screws. Little stuff like that, like a lot of people don't think it's a big deal, but me, I see it, that's awesome. So coming around the passenger side here, you got a little chip, a couple little guys. This one was touched up, so it had a little scuff there. See if you can see. That was touched up there, and you have a couple of stone chips in the bottom here. Larger chip right there. Another area looks like it got scratched and someone touched it up. A couple of chips there. A couple of door edge chips, and you get a little bit of marks around here, and then you get those little kind of surface scratches from people putting their nails in. A couple of chips again, but door felts look killer. You know, both mirrors, you know, have a little surface rust. These are cheap mirrors from new, and they're still cheap today. You can get a brand new set for about 40 bucks to the door. All the rubbers are in nice shape. I mean, all this, nice reflection. Get a little imperfection, a little chip there. A little scratch there. Looks like maybe somebody dropped something and it kind of skipped its way down and scratched. But other than that, I mean, it's just beautiful. You know, you have your little chips down here is what I was talking about. But original polished aluminum Alcoa wheels, BFG tires with lots of tread. Some of the wheels do have a little delaminating in the clear coat. Again, it's kind of typical of this age. You could strip them, and then you got just straight polished aluminum wheel, or you could just kind of leave them. You could also powder coat them black, but I love the polished aluminum wheel, so I hate to see that. So at 19, it's got the CD player that I was talking about. Look how nice the buttons are on this thing. None of them are wore off. It's got the black plastic XLT trim that looks awesome instead of the silver. Looks awesome with this black and gray combination. The silver grates on both the doors. This is real typical. You get like kind of a surface rusty look in there. They didn't do a very good job of coating those. But a little crack here. And if you wanted to chase one of these pieces down on eBay or something, you can replace just this part pretty easily. You know, no door hinge issues. But this, again, this is what I was talking about, the latch, how shiny it is and stuff. You go look at most 22-year-old trucks, and they're not all clean and shiny like that. You know, it shows that it was garaged and well cared for. I mean, the entry's got hardly any little chips. It's a really nice shape. Non-smoker, no pets, no odors. The only flaws on the interior is it looks like they had something installed right there. Don't know what it could be, but it's got your original books, original manuals. This is out for you, so you got this. Still got the original decal. It's got the manual even for the trailer brake controller. Just a lot of cool stuff. It's got the fold down center console with the cup holders. This piece is often missing. Beautiful slide still. Really nice carpets. I mean, you will get a little darker entry area, but there's a little bit of, so these fold up, but people tend not to do that, and then they put stuff on here and it leaves little impressions in the material. Or if they fold it up and the seat belts are sitting out here, it'll leave little impressions in the material that eventually will go away as it gets used. But the owner before obviously had something sitting back there, but there's no holes, no cuts, no slices. Headliner's in perfect shape, no sagging, no holes, no marks or smoking. Driver's side or passenger side seat is perfect. There's no flattening, no wear. Even got your little coin deal. Just stuff like that is cool to see. After 22 years, most of the time those things kind of just grow legs. And sorry, the last video cut out there, but I was walking around here to the driver's side. I think I bumped the record button and shut her down. But you can see there's no real wear. A lot of times these will start wrapping back or pulling back or getting real loose. You just got a little typical wear there where people drive like this. Really clear gauges, no cracks or fading in the dash. Again, you got just this typical stuff. But other than that, the driver's door panel is basically perfect. And all these are nice shape. Sometimes you'll have these pulling back. Somebody's been in the door panel, they'll pull those off on accident and not put them back. Really nice. You know, no cracks, no surface rust, no paint chipped. You've got all your C5 axle code, so it's 410s. You know, it's all along here. You can go all over this truck and there's no tape marks. It's just all original paint. Driver's side seats in perfect condition. Doesn't have any flattening down, but this piece is really common. People catch this with their foot. So you can find these on eBay all the time. They usually run about 10, 12 bucks when people are selling them parts yards. But the original screw is in there, so you could try to glue it. But what some people do is pull out the screw. They'll put a washer right here in black and then run the screw back in and they'll pull it and you'll just have a little washer here. So it's kind of up to you. Power motor still works. Nice carpets. Again, nice seat. Nice back of seats in good condition. But we'll get that seat back. We'll pop the hood. Underneath the hood is a, you know, we don't go through and steam clean and throw Armor all over these things. We like to keep them in their nice, what I call honest condition, so you can see, you know, how the truck's been cared for. And it's just, you know, it's not filthy, not dirty. There's no antifreeze that's blown up, but it's a sanitary. All right, here we are in our cold start video of our 96 F250. Extended cab shorty with just 130,000 original miles. It's got the 460, so I'm gonna reach down in here and grab a hold of the exhaust manifold. You can see it's nice and cold. Well, the temp gauge will show that too, but we just like to show how these trucks react, warm and cold, that they're good to go. Some vehicles do tend to be a little bit different. So fire's right up. It's on the rear tank now, it's a little low, but you click it over to front tank, it's got more fuel in there. You can see all the lights go out. No smoking. Running nice and smooth. It has a little bit of an exhaust leak, very faint, you can't hear from the inside. And it tends to go away when it's warmed up, but you can see it's nice and actually it goes away every time when it's warmed up. So it's got the original exhaust. That might be something you want to focus on, but it's very faint and most people don't hear it. You can see it's running nice and smooth, no belt squeal, no motor mount issue. Running nice and smooth, no shaking around. Underhood light works. So we're gonna let her idle up and get warm, and then we'll go ahead and take her for a drive. Alright, here we are in our run and driving video of our 96 F250. Got all the lights on, blinking. Hopefully you can see them in the sun. Running nice and clean. It's been running for a little while, so temp gauge coming up. Burning nice and clean. You see all the turn signals, even the license plate lights work good. The license plate's got a protective coating on the back so it never scratches any trucks. Got the AC going, nice and cold. You can see the blinkers come on. You got a half tank in the front. You can click it over to the rear. Changes over. Nice factory CD player. All the buttons are in really nice shape. That's actually a hard to find unit. That'll fetch some dough by itself. If you do replace it, I'd suggest keeping it and throwing it up on eBay. All the fly windows open nice and tight. They're really tight. They're not going to flop in the wind. They lock nice. Power windows. You can see the door lock. Of course, windows go all the way down. Really nice and fast. So I'm sure those have probably been replaced at some point. Windshield wipers. You got intermediate. You got low, fast. But I'll go ahead and shut her down since it's a pretty warm day out. Usually e-brake works good. You see it on. I turn the overdrive off if I'm doing under 40-45 miles an hour from towing stuff, but it's all preference. You know, if you want to do that or not. Some people just don't ever bother with it, but to me it just takes a little bit of the exercise out of the transmission. And this has got a really tight sound drive. I mean, the steering, you can see the steering wheel is really nice. There's a little bit of wear there, but it's pretty much as minimal as you can get. The steering's really nice and tight. It hits bumps, it soaks them up nice. So hopefully we'll turn up here and go on some side roads. I got some nice windies and got some potholes and patches that'll show you how solid this thing is. But a lot of these older Fords, you hit a bump and the dash rattles, door panels rattle, but this thing is really as tight as you can get. I mean, you can just see it going over the bumps and you can't hear anything. You know, this thing drives like a truck I had with 27,000 miles, you know, with the rattle and tightness, and you don't get any wind noise through the doors. Nobody's ever tried to jimmy their way in and spread the doors out a little bit. No door hinge issues. You can see the black paint's just beautiful. It's got a really nice shine and reflection. You know, like any black paint, even a few months old, it's a tough one to keep perfect. So it does have its little stone chips we talked about, and little imperfections, but I mean, it's in outstanding shape. But coming up here, there's going to be some tight S-curves you can see. Then we'll get up on the highway and get up to some more speeds. Hopefully there's not too much traffic. Hopefully you can see all the gauges. The temp gauge is starting to come up. It was only idling for about 10 minutes. It's got the tachometer, which is always nice. So here's a sharp 90. You can see it just soak up that patch. No ball joint, you know, knocking. No tie rod play. The brakes were just recently gone through, you know, fresh oil change, all that good stuff. You know, it does have that light feathering of an exhaust leak you'll hear sometimes. It's really minor though. It's not nothing you hear very loud at all. And as the metal heats up and expands, it usually kind of fades out. Alright. Go ahead and punch it here a little bit. It's got nice acceleration. It's got that nice, deep, big block throttle body sound when you stand on it. We'll go ahead and slow down here. There's a little patch. You can hear it just soaked it up really nice. Another patch, soaks it up real nice. Got some kids on the side of the road here, so we're going to slow her down. But right after this brown truck here, you're going to see a bunch of patches in the road. You might be able to not see them because of the sun, but they start right here. It's a really crappy part of the road. There's a patch and a pothole. And it just soaks it up nice. So we're going to get on the freeway here, so we'll turn the overdrive on. You can hear the blinker making that tick, 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 tick. It's a sharp 90 up a hill. I'll wait for these people to fade out here a little bit. If you need more pictures or videos, just let me know, but we'll try to get everything dialed in. Try to get you the best representation as we can without you actually being here and driving it yourself. So I'm just giving it moderate throttle. I'm going to go ahead and stand on it here. Got about 3/4 throttle for acceleration up the hill. Got our blinker on. Looking good. Traffic is thick right now, so I'm gonna probably piss everybody off behind me and slow down here, let these people lead out. But you can see the overdrive. I turn it off, it'll jump up in RPMs. That's what it's like. So you can see it just drives nice and smooth and tight. There's no play in the steering box or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and stand on it here a little bit so you can I mean, it pulls nice and strong, really quiet, just smooth, consistent shifts. When it brakes, it's smooth. It doesn't pulsate through the pedal, doesn't pull to the right, doesn't pull to the left, doesn't make any noises. So it's a really hard to find truck. All black, factory original paint, never been painted, no paint match, no touch-up work. But also in the extended cab short bed, it's just a really hard to find truck with the miles on the gray interior. So it's just a killer truck, and it's gonna be going at no reserve. So good luck.